Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. Okay, so I used to be the kind of person that used to start a series and finish it. Like read all the books back to back and finish the series if the series was complete. Now we've changed. We're definitely changed, we're not the same. Because what do you mean I'm in the middle of 25 series? I don't want to hear it. I know, okay, I know. I have a spreadsheet though, I came prepared. So I thought today we could go over all the series I'm in the middle of, literally every single one, and then I'll let you know, and maybe even decide on the spot if we should keep going and read the rest, or if we should just DNF, you know what I mean? I have my stack of books next to me, like always. I only took the first book of the series, and there's so many books here. Okay, let's just get on with it. There's a lot of books. I meant it when I said it. I'm gonna start with one that I know the answer to. Binding 13. Now, Binding 13 is the Boys of Tommen series. This series talks about 15, 16-year-old girl who's just moved to school and has a high school romance with this boy who's in the football team. It's not that simple though, because she has a horrible situation back home. Her dad is very abusive, and there's a lot of domestic violence. So check all your trigger warnings. This is a very deep series. I read Binding 13 and Keeping 13 almost 3 years ago, I believe. Then I didn't read anymore because at the time, the next book, which is Saving Six, wasn't out. But I know I'm gonna continue this. So tick 100% I'm continuing this because I'm reading Saving Six right now. As we speak, I'm reading Saving Six. I started it literally this morning, so I know I'll keep going with the series. I've gone back to this universe after 2 years, and I really enjoyed the first 2 books. I just cried a lot. I just sobbed and cried. So I needed time to to be mentally prepared to go back to this. For the first series, Boys of Tommen, I'm 100% continuing this. I'm gonna get changed because it's so hot. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm better. I was boiling. It's so hot, which is great, summer. Let's keep going. Next series that I'm in the middle of is Dance of Thieves. I'm pretty sure I made a reading vlog reading this. I enjoyed this book. This is part of duology. So it's Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves. I enjoyed this book. It wasn't my favorite book of all time, but I definitely will be finishing the duology. It's just 2 books. It kind of almost had a happy ending that you're like, oh, it's done. But then there's one thing that happened that could be the start of the second book. This is advertised as a slow burn romantasy book. I'm gonna tell you, it's really not. It is a romantasy, but there's not much fantasy going on. There's no magic. It's just set in a magical world, but there's no magic happening. I don't know how to explain. No one has magic. So as long as you know that, that's fine with you. And it's not really a slow burn. It's an enemies to lovers, but they kind of start liking each other pretty early on. I enjoyed it, so I'm definitely gonna be finishing it. She's a guard of the queen, and he's a king of another part of the empire. Their kingdoms are very much enemies, and she went to literally pretty much arrest him, and as she did that, they both got kidnapped. So they were shackled together, they were forced proximity, and then they had to escape and find their way back. It was quite fun. I'm definitely gonna read the second one. Next one is the Avalon Bay, I believe it's called, the Avalon Bay series. A small town, coastal small town romance. It gives Outer Banks vibes, do you know what I mean? I read the first 2, and I'm pretty sure there's a third one called The Summer Girl. Something summer. They're very much summer books. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% sure. I probably will. I enjoyed the first book. I didn't love the second book, but the second book was second chance romance, and it's just not my thing. It was just the trope I didn't like, but I enjoy Al Kennedy's writing, and they're quick, they're short. So I might just read the third at one point, we'll see. They're interconnected standalone series as well, so really you can just read 1 and move on, read 2 and move on, so it's fine. This one was an enemies to lovers, I'm pretty sure. It was good girl meets bad boy, a classic. And the second book was a second chance romance between 2 people that were on and off for so many years, and then she disappeared out of nowhere for over a year, and then she came back. So yeah, The Avalon Bay by Al Kennedy is another yes. Next one we have Better than the movie. Better than the movies by Lynn Painter. I don't know. I don't know what's the answer to this one. This is like a YA romance book, and there's a sequel that I think is set them in college. I'm pretty sure, because this is high school romance. It's an enemies to lovers, very cute, very YA. So like, it wasn't my favorite thing ever, just because I am not YA anymore. But I think if you're like younger, this is so cute. But they have their happy ending and all that. But apparently the next book, it starts with them broken up. No, wow. I hate when they do that. I hate when authors just leave them alone. They've had their book and leave them alone. So I don't think I will read it. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna end up together again. I'm sure it's like a YA romance. It's a happy ending. I don't know. I don't think I will. I think I won't, actually. Because I assume it's gonna be miscommunication. Because they loved each other so much. They were so cute. I assume it's gonna be miscommunication and them not talking for a while. And I don't need that. To me, they're together. I don't think I will read the next. But hey, if you read any of these series and you want to convince me otherwise, please let me know. If you're like, no, Asia, you have to read the next one, please let me know. Or the opposite, if you're like, no, Asia, it's not worth it, don't keep going, please tell me, because I need your opinion. Next series is the Leica series. You've heard me talk about the Leica series a silly amount of times at this point. I'm sure you're sick of it, so I'll be quick. The Leica series is a spin-off series of the Addicted/Calloway Sisters series. It's 13 books, insane, and they're bodyguards romances. So some of the children of the Addicted series couples have relationships with their bodyguard and their bodyguards. They're not interconnected standalone, so you really need to read them all. But you don't need to read the Addicted series to read the Leica series, if that makes sense. But obviously you do, because the Addicted series is amazing. I have read 12 out of 13, so I will definitely be finishing it. I only have one left. I'm quite excited to read the last one. I'm just pushing it forward because I don't want to be done with it as well, because I love that universe so much. They're probably not the best written books of all time, but they just give me so much comfort. I just love that world, those characters, you know. I did 12 out of 13. I'm gonna do 13. Another one that I actually don't own the physical copy. Oh my god, I keep getting stuck in my own bracelets. Is the Icebreaker. Is there a name for that series? Do you know which one I'm talking about? Them. Icebreaker. I read Icebreaker and Wildfire. I haven't read Daydreaming? I don't remember. I'm getting confused with hairstyles. I haven't read the third book. I will read it at one point, I believe. I just don't have it, so I don't get reminded of it quite often because I don't own it. But I think I will read it. I enjoyed the first two. I know it gets so much hate. I know it's one of those series that gets so much hate because it's spicy and it's not deep. But like, sometimes you don't need a deep book. Sometimes you need a silly little cute romance, sport romance that gets you through life. You know what I mean? So I'm sure I'm gonna use it as a palate cleanser at one point. This is a hockey romance interconnected standalone series, and it's set in college. I enjoyed the first two. They did their job, you know, so I will be reading the third. Next one is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Now, I don't know with this one because Fearless came out 3 days ago and I didn't pre-order it. One, because it comes in hardback. I hate when they do that. You release the first 3 books in paperbacks first while we're releasing the 4th one in hardback. I get it. You want more money because hardbacks are more expensive. I get it. At the same time, I don't care. I'm not gonna buy it. So if I'll ever read it, is when it comes out in paperback. But my problem with this series is I loved the first book. The first book, I had this one. I had so much fun. It was a lot going on. You could tell it was a first novel for someone, and she was a young writer. You could tell. She just put a lot of tropes all together, but I enjoyed the plot. I didn't like the main character, but I liked the 2 boys in it. Then I read the novella, and I didn't love Powerful, and Reckless was not good. I'm not gonna lie, I think it wasn't good. It was just the same thing over and over again. I didn't care. Then I found out that this one is pretty much the copy of Red Queen. And then, as you saw before, I read Dance of Thieves. When I tell you, she has to have read Dance of Thieves. There's no way Lauren Roberts hasn't read Dance of Thieves, because Reckless is exactly the same. She full on took Dance of Thieves and changed the names. It's the same. So now I'm like, well, am I just reading copies of other books? I feel like that's not right. It's not correct to do, right? I don't know. The end of Reckless was fun, so I kind of want to know what's going on, but I'm not that like, oh, I can't wait. I'm good, you know. Whenever it comes out in paperback, I'll read it. So I think I will read it just because you don't care. But like, unpopular opinion, I like Kai, but I like Kit almost more. I know, what the fuck? I know, I don't know why. Me neither, okay? I have no idea why. I really do like Kit. It's Peyton. The Peyton is the main character, the female main character. She kind of annoys me. So we'll see. I think I will, but not right now. The next one is kind of an odd one. It's Back Borrow Steel by Sarah Adams. Now, this is the third book in the series. I haven't read the first two, but they're interconnected standalone, so it's fine. The first two books are When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect. And I think there's gonna be another one after, because every single book it talks about one sibling, and there's 4 siblings, so I assume there's gonna be another one. I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed this book. Enemies to lovers, they work together, they end up being neighbors. I really enjoyed the female main character called Emily. I saw myself in her a bit too much. A little bit too much. It hit. So yeah, I think I will read the first 2. I own When in Rome. I don't own Practice Makes Perfect, but I can just get it. I will definitely be reading the other 2 now. Next one is Out on a Limb. I'm not sure what's the series name. I assume the Out series. This was my first Hannah Bonham Young book I've ever read, and I absolutely loved it. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. Like, I loved it. So I definitely will be reading the second book, which I think is called Out of the Woods, which perfect. We out of the woods, you know, we out of the woods, you know, we out of that. I'm a Taylor Swift fan, like, of course. I think the second book is about her best friends, which are married. So I don't know what's gonna be about, because they're already married, unless they divorce and then get back together. This one is a pregnancy plot book. I know a lot of people don't like it. I really do enjoy a pregnancy plot, not a pregnancy trope. We've talked about this before, I don't need to repeat myself. This was a one-night stand on Halloween turned into a romance and life together because she gets pregnant. They both have disabilities, which was like something that they bonded over very quickly. She was born with a little hand and he lost his leg pretty recently from the day that they met. I had a great time reading this, so I will definitely be reading the second one. Okay, let's do a couple fire ones of series that I know I won't finish. I'm not gonna go back to. One of them is the Knockemout series. I didn't care enough. I don't care enough to go back to this. It's like Grumpy Sunshine. She has a kid. She kinda has a kid. Or he has a kid. Wait, someone has a kid. Yeah, no, she doesn't have a kid. She, like, her twin sister left her child with her, and now she's like, what the fuck? And they're trying to find this twin sister that's not really a nice person. But I didn't care. I didn't care for it. I didn't love this book, so I'm not gonna go again, you know? I wish I did like it because everyone loves this book. It felt a little bit too long and it felt like it dragged a little bit. Also, it's been years, so I don't really remember. So we're gonna have to say bye to her. Same exact thing. This Spanish Love Deception. There's more. Something about the American, something. No, it's not. I'm not gonna go there. I was young, okay? This was 5 years ago. The time has passed. You know, this was Coachella 2016. I would not even enjoy this book if I read it now. I think at the time I did enjoy it a little bit. Like, I gave it probably like 3 stars, 3.5. I think if I read it today, I wouldn't like it. At the time, she was iconic. We're over it. So I'm not gonna read The American Roommate. It's gonna end here for us. One series that I'm 100% gonna finish, it's Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I have read only the first book. I think it's a trilogy or there's 4 books. I really enjoyed this book. It's like a dystopian YA book that talks about a society where people don't die anymore out of like age or disease. So the only way to like stop overpopulation is when important people, like these like superior beings called Scythes, they glean people, which means kill them. And the 2 main characters, Citra and Rowan, are training to be Scythes, and then something crazy happened, ends on a crazy cliffhanger, and I am pretty sure they're making a movie or a TV show about this. There's like a very subtle romance subplot, which I thought was very well written for being a man writing. Let's go, Neil, let's go. I'm definitely gonna be reading Thunderbolts, Thunderhead. I'm getting confused with Marvel Thunderbolts. Now, this is a series that I just started. Literally, I finished this book 2 days ago, and it's Heavenly Bodies. I didn't know if I should have counted this one because technically the second book is out. It's the independently published version that it's out. The Penguin version is not out yet. It's gonna be out in November. So I don't know if I should count this, that I'm in the middle of this or not. But like, if I wanted to, I could go and read the second because it's out there. I will be finishing it, I think. I enjoyed this book. I didn't think it was like the best book I've ever read. I know there's a lot of hype around this. People are saying like, oh, this is the best romantic book I've read since Akatar, since like, personally, I didn't love it. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like mind-blowing. It was enemies to lovers, and that's for sure. Like, they were enemies. I think Sarah J. Maas has ruined me forever because now, so I read books and I'm like, maybe he's not the main love interest, you know? Maybe the other person, like, you know how it happens in Akatar, in Throne of Glass, like the first love interest isn't the love interest. So I was like, maybe he's not the love interest and the actual bad guy is the love interest. And I was like convincing myself while I was reading it, which ruined it for me because no, the love interest was just the love interest. So now I was like kind of disappointed, but that was my fault because like she is fighting the King of Stars pretty much, and this guy's called Ariete. I don't know how you pronounce it in English. I'm just gonna say it in Italian accent. I'm sorry. Ariete is like Aries for the zodiac sign. So Ariete is like the bad guy, but she's still enemies with this prince called Lorenzo who has to train her to make her ready to fight Ariete. It was like quite obvious that of course the enemies to lovers were gonna be Elara and Lorenzo, but when I tell you, I kind of wanted her with Ariete. I thought that could be so fun, but Ariete is awful, so maybe not. I'm gonna finish it, I'm gonna keep going, but I'm gonna wait when this version is out. Next series that I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember much about is Mr. Wrong Number. I don't remember. And I think it was like brother's best friend. She receives a text out of nowhere saying, "What are you wearing?" And she's like, "Oh, I think you've got the wrong number because I'm not meeting anyone tonight." And then they start talking a lot and she starts like really liking this guy that she's texting every day. Turns out the guy that she's texting is the guy that she lives with, that she despises, that is her brother's best friend. And it was quite fun. I really enjoyed it. It was I remember reading this in like no time, reading this so quickly. But I read this like in 2023. I know there's a second book, but I think it's interconnected standalones, so I don't think it's about them. I don't know who the second book is about. It's a yellow book. It's this. I don't remember the name, but it's this. Something about wages? Wages? I probably will at one point. I don't know. I know that I really enjoyed this, but I don't remember much about it. Next series that I'm in the middle of is the Say You Swear series. It's called Boys of Addicts. I know there's a second book. I only read Say You Swear. Once again, I read that in 2023, so it's been a hot minute. I don't remember much about Say You Swear. I remember it was like kind of like The Vow meets football romance, I think. I don't know, because I would have to look up a summary because I don't remember, but I remember loving the boy from Say You Swear. But yeah, I remember loving the boy because there was a love triangle. What is it? Noah? It might not be Noah, I might be wrong. And I really liked their relationship, so maybe I'll go back, you know, which I don't even know what's the second book called. Me editing knows. I, at the moment, do not know. But yeah, I might do. If you read it, please let me know. The next series is another one by Elle Kennedy. It's the Campus Diaries. I have only read The Graham Effect, and there is The Dixon Rule and something else. I will be reading it. I just need to get around to it, but I think I will read it because I really enjoyed The Graham Effect. The Off-Campus series holds such a special place in my heart. I was so young and I loved them so much, and I just, you know, they're like the OG hockey romances. So I really like that their characters are still in that. It's like the Like a series and the Addicted series. It's the same vibe. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep reading that series. I just need to get around to it. And I'm pretty sure the Dixon Rule is friends with benefits to lovers, which I actually really enjoy usually. So, but apparently the third book is like one girl, two boys vibes, which is not usually my favorite, but we'll see. I will for sure read the Dixon Rule. We'll see after that. Let's do a couple that I know I will. There's no way I'm going back there. Don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I hated it. I really struggled to finish this book. I was about to DNF it, and then I was like, you know what? I just want to count it in my reading goal. I think I gave it 1 star. And I don't give books 1 stars, like, ever. Even the ones I don't like is 2. A hockey romance, so I thought that'd be perfect, but no. Where she ends up being like his assistant. They end up living together, so it's forced proximity. But when I tell you it's insta attraction, I mean page 1. I fucking hate that. I hate it. I don't care that you're and they knew each other before the book starts, because they went to high school together, which is something that I usually don't like. I don't like when someone knows each other before the book starts, because I am intruding. I want to see you meet. I want to see you get to know each other. I want to see you, like, I didn't, because they knew each other the whole time, and they were in love before the book starts. What am I here for then? I don't even care who's the second book about, because I know it's interconnected standalones, and I know people say the second book is much better. I didn't like it too much. Do you know what I mean? If it was like a 2 stars, 2.5, maybe, you know, I'd give it a chance, like, if the second book is better, but I just didn't like it. And I don't say that about books, you know what I mean? Next one that I know I won't go back is It Happened One Summer. Like, I read this when this came out a while ago. I think the second book is called Hook, Line and Sinker. I'm not gonna read it. I thought it was a little bit too much. It was a fisherman. Not my it felt American. I don't know how to explain it to you. And I read it so long ago. I don't remember when. 2021 probably. So I don't even remember the plot. I just remember not loving it. So I'm not gonna go back to the second book, which I think is about her sister, because I think this is the Bellinger Sisters series. I'm not gonna go back. I don't do very, very well with rom-coms, which is on me. It's just my taste. And when they're a bit too much rom-com-y, I need a little bit of substance. A series that I will finish is Done and Dusted. I've only read the first book. I think there's 2 more out. Everyone says online that they like the third book but not the second one, which makes sense, because I really cared about because it's about her brothers, brother 1 and brother 2. I cared about the second brother way more than the first one, so I might just read the third book and not read the second. But this was like a cowboy small town romance, and it was very cute, very small, very easy, quick. It's like bad boy, good girl, like grumpy sunshine, and it was like forbidden romance because he is like her brother's best friend. So I really enjoyed it. It was cute, it was fun, it was easy, but there was like more to it, because obviously she was struggling with PTSD. There was like more going on than just the romance, which I enjoyed. I remember the friendships were very nice in this. I will definitely read the third book, but I don't know if I'll read the second one. They're probably in the works for like very cheap, so might as well. We've got another one that I won't be finishing, The Fine Print. I have read Terms and Conditions and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed that way more than this one. I didn't love this book, but I really liked the second one. And this was, once again, back in the day, like 3-4 years ago. But everyone says to not read the third book because the final offer is just not nice. And I'm petty like that. It doesn't match. They changed the spine. I don't want it. I don't like it when they don't match and they changed it. Why would you do that? Why would you change the spine of the third book? So I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna read the third book. I'm not gonna read it because everyone says it's not as good as Terms and Conditions. So, but this is like billionaire romances. They're nice, they're good, they're easy. I would not recommend the book. I just heard that the third book is not worth it. I have a lot of books to read, so I should be reading the ones I own instead of buying a third one. Do you know what I mean? Next series is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. I own the second book of this and I will be reading it. I will be reading it, just not now because it's a bit too sunny for like Halloween vibes. Do you know what I mean? These are like spooky, witchy vibes. So I'm probably gonna read it in October, November time. And there's a second book and I think it's about her cousin and she was kind of iconic. I will read it and I own it. I have it, so I will be reading it. This was a second chance romance. I gave this, I'm pretty sure, like 3 stars. I read this in a reading blog because it was like the lowest rated book on my TBR. Because I read like the highest rated book and the lowest rated book, and this was the lowest rated book. I didn't hate it though. It was just like very superficial and silly, but like it wasn't bad. It wasn't badly written. I kind of enjoyed the main character. She was kind of funny. So yeah, I think I will read the second one. I own it, so I will. Now talk about the past. The past. Look at this. She's in a state, isn't it? You can tell she's old when she's yellow. I read this back in the day. I'm pretty sure I read this during lockdown. I won't be reading It Starts With Us. I remember what happened because I watched the movie not that long ago, and now there's drama about the movie. But I don't think there was any need to put a prequel anyway, because like I think that's what it is with authors. If like a book goes very viral and like everyone loves it, they feel like they need to like add more to it to make more money. I don't think there was any need for It Starts With Us. I enjoyed this book back in the day. I'm pretty sure I gave it 4 stars. Back then, she was iconic. She started, like, millions of people have read this, and millions of people have started reading again in their adulthood because of this book. I don't need to tell you anything about the plot. You know the plot. You've read it. Next, we have the series called The Fight Game, which is not really popular at all online. I haven't seen anyone talk about it, but I read the first 2 books. I think there's 5 out, but I read them a long time ago, and I think I read them like on my iPad one day. Let me have a look. I remember the names were like everything had like 1, 2, 3, 4 in the title, which was quite smart. Yes, so the books are 5 rounds, 2 fights, 3 count, 1 last shot, and 4th degree. So actually the numbers in the titles don't match the number of the book, so that's kind of confusing. But yeah, it's called The Fight Game. I read the first 2 books and they're by Nikki Castle. I enjoyed the first book. I didn't enjoy the second, but I might read the 3rd book just cause at one point. I read them back in 2022, and I think at the time the 3rd book wasn't out, and now there's 3 more. People enjoyed the last 3, like the ratings are higher for the last 3 books than the first 2. Might give it a go. I think I will, just because I remember enjoying the first book quite a lot, but not the second. And the first 2 books it was interconnected standalones, sport romances. Boxers? I think they're boxers. The first book talked about the older sister and the second book about the youngest sister. So I don't know who's the 3rd book gonna be about. It was, once again, brothers best friend for proximity living together. There's a theme going around. And last series is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This is the only Abby Jimenez book I've ever read, but I own Just for the Summer. But I know Just for the Summer is the 3rd book in the series, so I need Yours Truly first and then read Just for the Summer. Everyone loves Yours Truly and Just for the Summer. It's like 2 of like the most loved books on Book Talk. I know people are having controversial opinions about the new book called, it's a Taylor Swift song as well. Say You'll Remember Me. It's not a Taylor Swift song, but like it's a Taylor Swift lyric. Because there's a lot of ACOTAR references in it, which is kind of weird. So I'm gonna finish the series. I'm gonna read Yours Truly and Just for the Summer. The other 2 sound so good, and I actually can't wait to read them. And I feel like they are good like summer books. Just for the Summer is called Summer. It wasn't like my favorite book of all time, but everyone says the 2nd and 3rd book is so much better. I enjoyed this. It just wasn't mind-blowing, but apparently the 2nd and 3rd books are. I'm definitely gonna read those 2. So we'll definitely be finishing this one. And then obviously there are series that are not finished, but the author hasn't published anything and I'm like caught up with them. Do you know what I mean? Which is ACOTAR, 4th Wing, Magnolia Parks, Crescent City, the Prep series, and the Windy City series. That's all I could think about. I couldn't think of any others, but there might be others. I'm caught up with the author. I'm just waiting for them to publish the next book. Yeah. I think this is all my series, 75,000 of them. Most of them is a yes, some of them are a no, but some of them are a bit too old for me to go back there. Let me know if you read any of these and let me know your thoughts if I should continue them or not. And thank you so much for watching. I love you very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day and I will see you in my next video hopefully. Ciao!